We're with Demon basketball coach Mike McConathy, whose team opened up its season with a 92-76 win over Laterno on Friday night, and now prepares to ramp up the level of competition this weekend in a busy weekend. Friday night at Auburn, Saturday night at LSU. We'll first look back at the Laterno game. Coach, what did you learn and what did you like about Friday night's performance?
30 for 35 from the free throw line, 85.7%. If you could shoot that kind of percent, you could win some games against really good competition. On the other side, we didn't rebound the ball very well, and defensively we were not very effective. We scored 92 points, going 0 for 17 from the three-point line. I don't know if we were so wide open that we couldn't make one or what, but that was pretty frustrating. But it was a good effort. It was good to get out and play at home in front of a nice crowd, and felt like the kids competed hard in areas. Trayvon Joseph was a real plus in competition. He just competed so hard. I had so many people talk about him. Zeke Woodley scored 17 points in 18 minutes. That's pretty productive. Has 7 rebounds for the newcomers. Sabree Thompson had a nice night as well for a newcomer. So excited about those young players.
And that's the benefit of a game like that. You had an opportunity to look at everybody. While you want to secure the win, you were more interested in evaluating your team as you secured the win.
Well, we rotate every 5 minutes, 4 minutes actually, at media timeouts, and I think that that's really beneficial early. I think that that's one of the reasons our teams don't peak until February and March, because we play so many people. And it takes some time for us to know each other, especially with new players. That's the downside. You're not as good early, but the upside is that you're good in March, and that's what matters.
Well, now you need to be good early because you've got back-to-back games against Southeastern Conference opponents on the road Friday and Saturday night. First, let's talk about that unique arrangement. Playing on Friday night at Auburn and Saturday night at LSU. Typically speaking, there's at least a day between games, not this weekend for the Demons.
Well, originally we were scheduled to play on the 14th on Thursday night, and Georgia's playing Auburn on Saturday the 16th. So they called back and said, hey, look, we're trying to play a game on Friday. Can we move the game? And so we agreed to move the game. There were some concessions made for moving the game, but I mean, it's just like a conference tournament situation. If you're going to win the championship game, you're going to play the semifinals on Friday and the championship game on Saturday. So you might as well be put in a position to where you know what's necessary to be able to do that.
So with your rotation system, it's not like a typical team where you're playing 5 or 7 guys and they might be weary the next night. You're going to go deeper and hopefully have a fresh basketball team come Saturday night. Let's talk about Auburn first and the challenges the Tigers present.
Well, they've got 7-footer. They've got really two nice guards that scored 21 and 20 respectively against Nicholls State last week, and they'll be a very good team. They're playing a little bit more up tempo, and they're trying to run some 1-3-1 trap as well, picking up full court some as well. So they'll do a lot of different things, and we've just got to be prepared to do that. But my biggest thing is always trying to do the best we can with what we do, and just make the adjustments necessary when we're playing an opponent.
Now let's switch gears and look at LSU on Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
LSU's very talented, got some great big, long guys, starting 3-6-9 guys. And then they've got some great, Hickey's really shooting the ball well for him. I believe he's a senior now. He's been there for 3 years and coming in and really shooting the ball extremely well. So they'll be a real task. Another thing that they do extremely well is transition the ball up and down the floor, and that's been kind of our Achilles heel here in the last 2 or 3 weeks in scrimmages, so we've got to do a better job with that. We keep working on that, trying to improve in that area. So they'll be very, very tough, and they'll get the ball up and down the court very, very fast. Last year, I think the final was 102 to 97, if I'm not wrong, or 95. So we've got to try to get the ball up and down the floor and play with them and attack them inside, because they're really, really talented. But we've got some guys that had big games last year against them in the interior, and we'll need to see if we can't get Daquan Hicks and Marvin Frazier off offensively.
Your team plays a lot of these games against teams from high-profile conferences, power conferences. what's the mentality the Demons need to take out Friday night and Saturday night to be successful?
Well, you've got to understand that you're going into tough venues to play against SEC caliber team. That's who they are. And the last SEC team we played, Florida, you ought to remember them if you don't remember anybody else. But I just think the biggest thing is you go in and you compete at the highest level and understand that you're trying to compete with numbers and not competing with just 5 guys. And if you approach it from that angle and try to improve and get better each and every night that you go out, you have a chance to be successful. It can happen. It has happened. And it will happen again. I don't know if lightning will strike on Friday or Saturday, but we'd love for it to strike.
We're here with co-head Lady Demon basketball coach Brooke Stoehr. Coach, you had a nice win Friday night against Southern Arkansas University. Just kind of wrap up that game for us and tell us what you saw.
Well, I think it was great. Number one, to get out and get on the court and get those newcomers some action, get Meredith and Trudy back on the floor. And it's always hard to practice for several weeks and not see an opponent. And so it was fun for them to get out and get some game action. I thought we saw some good things from a lot of people. I thought just from an activity level, Trudy Armstead was very good for us, just relentless on the boards and really active against the zone. They played every single possession of the game in a zone defense, so it was good for us. You practice 30 out of the 40 days that were allotted, and probably 27 of those days we prepare for a man. And the days leading up to this past game against Southern Arkansas, we got more focused to work against our zone or their zone, and so that's a little change of pace for them. But I thought our kids responded to that well, and we're excited to get that first one behind us. Got some good film to teach from and learn from, and some positives and some things to correct as we move forward.
Okay, you mentioned Trudy. She had a big night. Talk about what her big night does for the psyche of the team going forward.
Well, I think number one, you have to commend her. She was 2 of 11 in the first half, and we challenged her at the halftime to go up strong and to finish. She missed lots of little easy shots in and around the paint, and was just trying to avoid some contact instead of going up and finishing strong. And she did that in the second half. I believe ended up 7 for 10 in the second half, and was 9 of 10 from the free throw line. So getting the free throw line 10 times, being able to finish shots in the second half, it just gives us a presence, I think, that we missed last year.
Tell us what newcomers stood out in the game to you.
I thought everyone that went in the game brought great energy. I thought that, we challenged them. Whether you play 1 minute or 12 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes, whatever you play, you give your best. And I felt like that the people that went in the game, they were ready to play. And whether it was, Ariana Osmore plays a majority of the minutes last year. She goes in for 2 minutes and has 2 rebounds and helps get 2 defensive stops. So I think it's a lot about players buying in to the team concept. And, there are going to be certain nights where different ones are going to step up. I thought Presley Owens and Chelsea Rogers, with their experience at the junior college level, provided some stability for us there. And then I thought Emily Spector, Beatrice Satura, and Robin Richardson gave us good minutes off the bench as freshmen. We'll look to get them more minutes as we continue on. But it's good to get this first one under our belt. They were quite nervous on Friday night, so it was good to get that out of the way. I thought Pennywell was outstanding as far as her activity level, just her strength on the block, really had some good defensive possessions. I thought her 2 steals, she got a hand on the ball twice midway through the first half towards the end, and really kind of ignited that run for us. And I thought that energy level was very, very good for us.
You have Houston here on Tuesday at 7 o'clock in Prather Coliseum. Just tell us what you know about Houston. You played them in a game last year. How will that compare to this year? Things like that.
Houston's a very athletic team. Obviously, to get an opponent of their caliber to come in Prather Coliseum on Wednesday is going to be very big for us. Hopefully, we'll have a great crowd and a good home court environment. They're going to be long and athletic. They're going to get after us in the full court, going to pressure defensively. They've shown some 2-3 zone. They've been in foul trouble a little bit. They've got some athletes on the perimeter that can score and transition. They like to get out and push it. Thompson, their post player, is very active and is a double-double threat every night. So we've got to do a really good job on the boards. All 5 boxing out, securing a rebound, not allowing second chance opportunities for them, and we've got to do a really good job in transition. I think that getting them here is good for us. I think it's going to be a great test for us early on to see where we are as a team. We'll definitely rise to the challenge and hopefully knock down some shots and give ourselves a chance to be in the ball game.